Happy day. It's Wednesday around noon, and that means it's the weekly yoga Facebook show with Irena and Instagram too. Hello to both my friends on Facebook and Instagram. I'm trying this again, going live in both places because I have so many wonderful goodies to share with you. And I want to make sure that you have an opportunity to feel a positive shift in your day and then have it spread to others, just like a ripple. When you toss a stone into a pond, all of that goodness ripples out. This morning, a wonderful friend, yoga teacher who came to my class, and I teach locally Wednesday mornings here in Cincinnati, hence the yoga hair. Hashtag yoga hair, don't care. I love that. Anyway, and she, after class, went into a local wonderful natural food store called Susan's Natural World here. And she received the most wonderful of compliments. A gal there said to her, "Oh, your smile just lights up the room." Oh. And that, to me, really and truly is yoga, right? Here's a fun little trick that you can do. Before a yoga practice, look at yourself in the mirror and just notice the quality of your eyes. Notice if there's a twinkle there. Just notice, how you are overall, your energy, right? As you gaze upon your reflection. Do your yoga practice and then come back and look, and you'll see a difference. All of a sudden, your face really, it is glowing, right? Your eyes have that twinkle, and there's something that occurs in your body because you become fully present. It's like the old saying that the eyes are the window of the soul, right? Sometimes when you're having a conversation with someone, maybe their eyes glaze over, you know that they've checked out. They're not really there. Their spirit, their attention, their awareness has gone somewhere else. So when people are really present and they're fully in the moment, they're glowing, right? There's a twinkle in their eyes. It's like someone turned a light on inside. So great benefits to doing yoga, and then you'll have that spread out. And now my friend who went into that wonderful food store locally and affected, right, in a very positive way, the people who work there, she lit up the room. She brought all of her good energy with her. Now it's going to be a benefit to everybody else who comes in afterwards, because those people in the store are going to feel better, right? That good feeling rubs off. There's also another wonderful phrase I see sometimes on placards that says, "Please be responsible for the energy you bring in here." Right? We bring an energy with us. So thank you for joining me. And with that, I wanted to jump off into the topic of why I'm here today, which is to talk about what to do when the big feelings hit. If it's a big feeling of joy and happiness, you may not be so quick to want to maybe move on, right? Because we're all working towards joy and happiness, or the yogis even say contentment, a sukha, right? What I invite you to do, though, is when the big feelings of anger and frustration and sadness start to overwhelm you to the point where you feel like you're stuck, or you feel like you're stuck in inertia, take a breath and recognize the feelings that you're experiencing, because the feelings in and of themselves are not a bad thing. It's just our reaction to them. What are we going to do with those big feelings? So here's what I would suggest. A quick little visualization. I go into this in great depth over in my private yoga Facebook group, Yoga with Irena. I'm still accepting new members, so come join me. We go deeper into the teachings there, where we have a little bit more time and space to do so. I'd love to have you. Great friends. But also, let me know too in the comments if you have a technique you use when the feelings get really big and overwhelming. I love to learn. But here's what I do. I have a teacher who told me, because if you don't mind me sharing a little story of my background, my mom passed away in 2012 from skin cancer, and it was a bit unexpected. We found out in January of that year, because she was having a difficult time breathing. And she went in to get an x-ray, and they found a tumor. And they thought that it was lung cancer. But when they did the biopsy, they realized it was skin cancer that had progressed to stage 4 melanoma. So at that point, it was very tricky. She underwent a lot of different treatments, but she eventually did transition on Memorial Day at high noon. It was a beautiful transition. I was there by her bedside. And really, it was quite a gift that she gave us as a family, all being together during that experience. Then 3 years later, after my mom passed, my brother passed. He actually took his life, right? It was quite a challenge being here without my mom. So that was another big hit and blow. And a teacher of mine said to me, Irena, you're going to have moments where you're driving and you're on your way to teach a class, and a big, overwhelming wave of sadness is going to hit you. That loss of your mom, your brother. You know, when you lose someone so close to you, you never know when the sadness will hit. It comes very unexpectedly, you know, out of left field, and you can get totally floored and leveled by it. But if you're expected, you know, to go to work or to stand in front of a room and hold space for them energetically so they can have a shift, it's not really a space for you to grieve and to process. So what can you do? So here's 2 different things. If you're in a situation where you don't have really the space to process the big emotion because you're at work or you're around other people, here's what my teacher said to me. She said, imagine scooping up all those big feelings and handing them over to your guardian angel, and allow your guardian angel to hold on to them for you. And when the time is right, they'll give it back to you to process. Because it's not that we're trying to get rid of the feelings or to stuff them down. We want to say hello to them, validate them. They're there for a reason. They're not bad. We just may not be able to process them in that moment. So driving to teach, there are times where I would get overwhelmed and hit by that sadness. And I would feel the tears coming and I'd be sobbing. And I'd think, oh God, you know, I'm going to be to the class in any second. How am I going to hold it together to teach, right? So I take my breath and I hand over these big emotions to my guardian angel. And I say, please hold them for me. And I just feel the love and the warmth, beautiful golden pink light wash over my body. And then I find my breath and I find that I can hold my composure to teach. It's so helpful. Now here's the next one. When you have the time to actually process the big feeling and emotion, when you're in a safe space, again, say hello to the feeling that bubbles up. It's wonderful to do a yoga practice because it'll get all those feelings churning. And I go into this deeper in the Facebook group, the Yoga with Irena. Anyway, but it gets those big feelings churning. So you have a chance to say hello. And when you say hello to the anger or the sadness or the frustration, instead of ignoring it, like, you know, going for the bag of chocolate chips, not that I know anything about that, or I know all too well, or, you know, turning on Netflix, trying to tune out, just escape out of your life, say hello to that big emotion. It will take the charge and the fear out of it, right? It won't seem so scary. It's like shining the flashlight underneath the bed and you show to your little one, oh, all of those shadows, they weren't monsters. Look, it's your shoes. It's your Tyrannosaurus Rex dinosaur toy. Shine a light on it. Say hello. And the big feeling, the charge, will start to release. Then just like you're plucking a weed in the garden, here's a fun visualization I learned from another yoga friend. Imagine that you could flush a toilet, and you're going to flush all those really big feelings down to the earth, where they'll be recycled and turned into something of great beauty. And as all of those big feelings are released to the earth, those feelings that aren't serving you, imagine a beautiful golden light washing over your entire body, filling the spaces that you've emptied, the spaces that maybe you've created, and choosing to fill up with something positive. It could even be another thought. It could be a thought of hope, light at the end of the tunnel. And why golden light, you might ask? It's a light, the color of neutrality. So it'll take the charge out of those really intense moments and situations. So those are the two visualizations you can do, whether you're in a place where you don't have the opportunity to process, and then for those moments when you really can. So hello. Thanks for joining in the fun. Try these little visualizations, and the next time you're experiencing those big feelings of overwhelm, know that everyone around you is going to be feeling that something's just a little bit disjointed, a little bit off. And instead of passing along all that frustration and anger to the next person, like my friend that I talked about at the beginning of the live here with you, be the person that when you walk into the room, they go, wow, your smile just lights up the entire room. What were you doing? Yoga, right? Makes a difference. It'll pass on that good feeling on and on and on, as Abba would say, to the next person, the next, and the world will be a different place. All by you taking time on your sticky mat to flow through the yoga poses, to pluck the weeds of thoughts that are no longer serving you, and to choose the thoughts that are uplifting. We have free will. Life isn't just happening to us. We get to play in this dance. So thank you so much for joining me. What a joy to have you here, both on Facebook and Instagram. Kirsten, so good to see you from Germany. Hello, lovely lady. Oh, Kirsten has the most incredible jewelry line. She's an amazing artist who's gotten her artwork into beautiful little pieces of jewelry. She has an amazing group to support artists, an amazing Facebook group as well, and you're here on Instagram with me. So if you can, drop a link to your group or your course or even your podcast. She has a wonderful podcast that she shares, with a wonderful world. So all of my artists out there and yogis, you are artists, you are creators. Kirsten has a wonderful insight into how to really bring your art into this world because the world needs it. Oh, Brazil, you're from Brazil. How fantastic to have you from Brazil. Brazil and Germany. I love it. Fantastic. The Sparkling Creative Podcast. So for those of my friends on Facebook, I'll put the link in here and check out Kirsten's podcast. Really, really wonderful. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Join the Facebook group too, the Yoga with Irena. We go deeper into these talks. I'll drop the link in the Facebook Live. I'm not sure where I can put it in Instagram. Guess my little profile up above. Thanks for joining me. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Bye. Lots of love. I have to figure out how to end both of these guys. Bye, Instagram. And let's see. Oh, I know what's happening with Facebook. Don't you love it when you get all these little pop-ups? Bye.